as excited as I was for the season 14 revival of King of the Hill, there are some episodes that I'm not the biggest fan of, like the original 13 seasons. But one episode that really takes the cake, the big propane cake the size of Texas, is season 14 episode 9, No Hank Left Behind, where Hank's little brother Good Hank...
You call him Good Hank, it's gonna make it sound like I'm Bad Hank.
Well, you burnt my burger, didn't you, BH?
visits so Hank can be the supporting male influence in his life, and finds out that GH has been watching a Andrew Tate clone, and Hank goes with GH to some alpha male boot camp, as Hank realizes that man running the He-Man woman hating club is scamming the poor guys that bought into this alpha male slop, and it's up to Hank to help his little bro see reason. While that's going on, Peggy injures herself while playing some pickleball and stays with Bobby and Joseph while she gets her knee taken care of, but panic attacks makes that more of a difficult task, while we see Bobby stressed with work, leaving Peggy feeling as if Bobby is more concerned with his job rather than his mom recovering from a knee injury. As with all Hoot of the Hill videos, this is more my opinions about the episode rather than a full fleshed out review, as again, I'm not a big fan of this episode. And this is also one of those rare episodes where I feel for Peggy. That isn't annoyance. She just wants to spend time with Bobby, but he's more focused on with work than helping his injured mom, and that manifests in panic attacks. Now, I don't know when this started happening to Peggy, or if this is just a result of Bobby being too busy to be there while she's getting scanned, but regardless, the B-plot has to be my favorite part of the episode. Now, there are some genuine moments with Hank and, Good Hank.
Come on, GH, we can finish this.
No, I can't. I'm just another weak loser destined for cuctitude.
Those words, whatever they mean, have never described a hill.
Yeah, but they also have to deal with Timu Andrew Tate, some He-Man woman hater scammer, but we'll find out who really funds this little clubhouse later. And it all starts with Hank and his half-siblings receiving $5,000 for the shin jelly that it was just in fact lotion and hot sauce.
I rubbed that gunk into his stumps every night. We thought the burning meant it was working.
I told Cotton it was a complete waste of money, and then he told me I was a complete waste of money.
Which was just nuts to think that all this time they, or should I say Dee Dee, was unknowingly rubbing lotion and hot sauce into his stumps. But hey, now the Hill brothers get a nice settlement. But it still doesn't change that GH was ignoring Dee Dee the entire time on his phone. You know, teenagers. Shah! And now, poor Hank has to deal with, bond with his little brother. Meanwhile, Bobby is too busy to play pickleball with his mom and her two friends, Nancy and Min. And we see how both Min and Nancy still chat with their kids, while Peggy doesn't hear a peep from the big chef of Dallas.
I am sure you two know how it is now that our kids are grown. They just do not have time for their parents.
Connie and I talk all the time. She loves me.
Joseph needs me every day. But that may be because he's a Joseph.
Okay, to be fair, this is probably a very busy time at his job and probably doesn't have the time for much of anything, leaving poor Peggy to play 2v1 against the pair, and she does okay, until she doesn't. Yowza! That's a messed up knee. I'm sure Nancy and Min would take you to the orthopedic doctor that can help you with that.
But they're all the way in Dallas.
That's fine. Can either of you give me a ride?
Hell no, too far.
Wow. What great friends you have there. Sorry, Peggy. Dallas is way too far for us, Peggy, but I'm sure your extremely busy son would love to drive all the way to Ireland to pick you up and then take you to the orthopedist that we could just as easily take you to, but, well, anyways, let's see what Hank's doing. Oh, Hank is just talking about how GH is always in Bobby's room, and the boys think it's because he's, well,
shaking hands with the milkman.
Gross. Also, while they're talking about GH, I guess it's a better time than any to discuss the voice of GH, which is Finn Wolfhard of Stranger Things and the remake of Stephen King's It. So he did an okay job. Not great, but okay. Now, in my hooded opinion on who is wrong here, I'm gonna have to say that no one is really in the wrong. I mean, aside from Nancy and Min from not taking Peggy to the doctors like friends should do, Bobby is very busy with work, so he can't just put that aside for Peggy. And I get why Peggy wants to spend more time with Bobby since she probably hardly sees him, if not hardly at all. Back at the Hill House, Hank has an awkward conversation with GH when he finds out what he's been watching on his laptop all this time. And honestly, looking back, Hank probably would have preferred it was those sites he was looking at.
You're probably feeling purposeless and weak, like you're wading in a pit of crap. That's because you've lost track of the 4 F-bombs. Family, faith, finances, and fitness.
And not the Andrew Tate and his Hustlers Academy or whatever man-made boot camp or 4 F-bombs, whatever. Again, it did seem that Hank and GH was bonding over this lunacy, but that quickly changes when Hank finds out that it's just a He-Man Woman Haters Club with a steep admittance fee. So, back with Peggy. Peggy has a panic attack while getting in the x-ray, so the doctor reschedules for tomorrow. So Peggy stays at Bobby's apartment since it makes sense that she stays there until tomorrow. And she has fun playing pencil fighting, and that's funny how the pencils' names are Lead Dead Redemption. Also, Peggy getting Joseph with the, oh, I don't know anything about that. And then slays Lead Dead in one mighty hoot yeah, declaring Leadward Scissorhands. And it's just adorable seeing them bond, breaking pencils. What isn't adorable is having to go back to the man-made crap as Hank quickly realizes how sus, their words, this man-made Elias cell work is, and his alpha-beta garbage that scumbags like Andrew Tate peddle to scam people that the internet has deemed incel. Peggy isn't faring any better. Her second attempt didn't go as well before she even went to the x-ray, and she has another panic attack in a crowded elevator, and her doctor does nothing except reschedule it again. You can see why I don't like this one. I know they're going to tackle stuff like Alpha Man and incels, and we have Hank be the voice of reason amongst the group of people that have been misled into thinking that their problems are caused by females. It's the slippery slope that can lead those poor fools into look maxing or bone smashing or worse. There is a good resolution though. Hank finally gets through to GH just as it's revealed that Elias's whole operation is funded by his mom, and hopes that he can make friends once his adult braces come off, as everyone quits the boot camp scam as Hank finds the project car for him and GH to work on and properly bond like brothers. And Bill creeps on Dee Dee.
I hear you're back on the market. I can provide and cook pretty well. Why don't I send you a resume?
I can't read.
That's no problem. I can help you sound it out.
To which she shoots him down. Now that that is out of the way, we can get to the better plot, which is an odd occurrence where I like the B plot. Peggy is able to get over her panic attacks because Bobby is there to talk to her, you know, like a son should, and tells her that he's doing a mother-son lunches every Tuesday, inspired by her cooking, and she finally gets the x-ray done and falls asleep. But that's fine. I mean, if they were able to get that done while she was asleep, I heard you're supposed to stay still and not sleep, and I, for one, am anything but still when sleeping. I mean, I don't spin around my bed at night, but still. Anyways, that's the episode. I didn't like it, but let me know what you Hooties think of the episode and this video in the comment. As always, you Hooties' opinion and feedback mean a lot, and I can't thank you guys enough for all of your support, old and new Hooties. Like this video, share with your fam and cheese, and subscribe if you're new to the channel and join the Parliament of Hoots. Until then, I'll see you Hooties when you visit the Owlery again, and I give my hoot in the dark. Thanks for watching another episode of Hoot of the Hill. If you got an episode of King of the Hill that you're not a big fan of, let me know in the comments section below and I might discuss it in my next video. Or if I already discussed it, you can watch that one and give it a like. Don't forget to like this video, share with your fam and cheese, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until then, I'll see you when you visit the Owlery again. And I give my hoot in the dark.